Alrighty, hello, all you runners and such. Welcome back to the Madness Retaliation 100% Route 3 guide. So here I am just after getting the key card 1, should be the case. Just finished the key 1 split, and now you're about to do Elevator Snake, which is basically making your way down this way through a winding corridor of elevator connected floors and rooms down here to a room that's right here that starts the Zombieland split, which is basically this basement full of zombies, which we'll get to next time. But here we go. So actually, you may notice that you can actually hear me this time. I turned the sound effects down a little bit, my voice up a little bit, and oh, what's this? These options changed. So let me explain that. So these idle animations just put that tiny little bit of extra strain on Flash. So usually it's good that after one of the first few battles of the run, actually, that you go into options really quick while your guys are doing like their little victory pose or whatever. Just turn these off. Just save the frames. And if your computer's a potato, Flash isn't working out for you well, feel free to turn down the quality a little bit too. So that'll help you save the frames. Although when idle animations are off, you cannot see stun idle animations, which basically shows you if a character is stunned enemies or your team. So that might be pretty important if you don't know your stuff perfectly. So other than that, though, you're good. You're saving frames. You are ready to tackle the elevator snake. So let's get to it. Our setup is the same as last time with all of these main and sub weapons. If it isn't these setups, you're doing something wrong, or you didn't watch the last guide. So this is just a fight that we normally wouldn't have to encounter, but I loaded this from a save file, so we encountered it. So I'm just gonna fight this room real quick. Pretend that this fight doesn't happen in a real run. Just note that. So this is not important. Alright, so we head this way, and we go down here. Now we're avoiding this because it only leads to one room, and what's in that one room is not important to us. It's like 2 gear that gives us +4 health and +2 armor class to our team overall, which is not important as we go through this early part. We will find better gear to equip ourselves with later on that is just more useful, and that is just so much backtracking to do and just so many chances at getting more encounters. It's really slow. Might be something to do in a casual playthrough, but when we're going for speed, we go straight into the snake. So for 100%, our route here, for any percent, it might be to go straight down. I still need to check if this is like a doable room, if it even makes sense to skip some of this. But that's for an any percent guide at a later date. For 100%, we always take this area, this route, because there's no reason to come back through it later, and it gives us some pretty valuable items for running early on. So here's our flowchart for fighting in this area. So basically, we always start with the assault. He goes for the mid-range. Alright, he took out one mid-range, took out another mid-range. These guys have armor, 17% chance to block, so on the off chance that one of them actually does block, these guys are the next step. This guy in particular, he goes and he always takes out what's in the back, and then cleans up whatever is left in the middle by this guy. But in this case, because there's nothing to clean up, we just go for 2 shots on this guy. Or if you want to play it safer, but take the time to switch weapons, knife, because it makes it to where his armor class is even less effective. So now, just go for the kills. 1 shot's enough to kill these guys. And there we go. That's a nice clean 1 turn. Alright, now onto this room. As you can see, we only have these 2 guys, but these guys are new. So these guys have 10 health and same armor class. if I remember correctly. I think I am remembering that correctly. Same armor class, but 10 health. And they have some pretty good weapons. The Deagle, which we will see later. So, 6 damage each, 12 health. He moves forward once and shoots twice, just because it's the most effective way to spend all of his AP. Then we move him up, and he should, in theory, be able to do 12 damage with these 4 points. And he does. Luckily, no shots were blocked. Phew. In a real run, all of the shots would have been blocked. And that would have been the worst split ever. So, now we go east to this dead end, because this locker is really important, and because we have no reason to go back to it later. So, like our flowchart dictates, we always start with the mid-range. So he shoots the guys that require minimal movement and maximizes AP efficiency, which are the 2 guys directly in front of him as soon as he moves up 1 to hit this guy. So luckily he took out both, so we go to the back with this guy. He takes out that guy, and if we want to, we can play it safe and just demonstrate. He takes out that guy, but make sure that when this room ends, that this is equipped. This is important. Trust me. So he goes for these guys. Alright, pretty clean room. Pretty clean room. He cleans up the front. And if he didn't, the heavy would help him clean up. With his 2 AP, 2 damage, which is the best he can do up until this room. So this is a really important locker. And this is why CQB1 should be on his Beretta for main. So we take all of this. Flashbangs are important later, so it's good to stock up on these right now. And this is how this menu goes. We go sub-weapon. We take the melee weapon that just does 1 more damage. No downside. Same AP use. Same range. Just 1 more damage, which is good. It gets the 1337 agents in 1 hit, and the Terminator Shade 1337 agents in 2 hits. Exactly. So this is a really convenient sub for this CQB. It's only 1 AP, big damage. And his sub is the knife, which we will never use, so now it's the shotgun. Which now only costs 2 AP for him, and has huge damage potential, which I will go over later. It's 8 damage. The range is a little lacking, but 8 damage is the most damage that our entire party can do in 1 shot to 1 target. So it's really strong. So now we go down to the next floor, where we get our first showcase of the heavy shotgun in action. So we move him forward 1. Just small movement, 1 shot. So that's 8 damage right there, because these guys have 4 health rather than 3 because of their health items that they wear. And another 4 damage here just to maximize his AP use. Then we go down here and he shoots the guy right in front of him for minimal movement, then goes right below, so this guy can take out this guy in front of him. Still minimal movement, just nice and quick. Just take out the people in front of you and try to take as little shots as possible. So now we go east to grab this locker, which is another good one. Here we get armor. Now this is how this menu is done. You go here, click armor, click this armor. So this just keeps him alive a little longer. He's pretty important. He goes pretty deep a lot of the time, especially in this upcoming split. So it's important that he stays alive for a pretty decent amount of time. CQB now gets a new sub-weapon. Rather than this knife that he barely ever uses and just doesn't do very much damage at all. It's kind of pointless at this point. Like, why not use the Beretta? You get this, which gives the team a little more range overall and has its niche uses, which we may go over later, depending on what happens. So then we go this way, and we get a big display of the heavy's new power. 12 damage there, 12 damage there, maximizing his AP usage, and nobody else will be able to do that nearly as fast as he does. You move him up once, minimal movement, take 2 shots, the 10 health guy is done. move him up, and do what damage you can, hopefully take him out, and that's an easy one-turn room. Then, okay, so, what we do here, is we go for the mid-range, just like that, takes out that guy. We go for the long range. And then short range. Well, that's unfortunate. But he can live through 2 slashes. It's very, 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 very statistically unlikely that they will both block it, but in the case that they do, that's rough. That is rough, buddy. So, just take him out in one hit. Yeah, see, that little 1 health from the armor, it saved him. It's important. So we head down, and then we go east to take on this next floor. Now, I mean, you can do this whatever way you want. Usually I go short range first, and then mid-range second, but you can follow the mid-range, long-range, short-range flowchart with this as well, to a point. So, mid-range goes down without a problem. Long-range, you get him over here. In some cases, it's better to take out the short-range because it blocks your path to the long-range. So, just be able to recognize those cases. This is also a problem with going for the mid-range after the short range. So why you want to go for short range here first is because if he moves up and does the long range, then you put yourself at risk to being shot by the heavy shotgun. Yes, it harms allies. So usually you just clear out all those guys first. So don't follow this demonstration. Just walk up, take out the close range first, then the mid-range, then the long range. That's the easiest way to tackle this room. No problems. There we go. And as simple as that, we just let the turn end. Only one guy has to go through his animation, so we can let it so that our guys just take him out super easy next turn. And that's that. So this is a really important locker, besides the med kits. We take these, and here's how this menu goes. So now that we have the deagle, it's just 1 extra damage. That is huge. One extra damage is big. You are doing twice as much damage as you were originally doing for the same amount of AP at the same range. That is value. And let's just say 14 damage, 7 AP worth of shots, 28 damage. That is a very sizable difference. And you will see as the Zombieland split comes especially that having that many shots against high health enemies is very important. So we give the CQB this. He's going to go in pretty hard from now on. And then we go to Assault, change the sub-weapon to a better pistol, because now everybody, all the good pistol users, have their pistols of choice. And so he gets this, and he gets this vest and knife belt, because this makes it to where he gains 4 AP each turn, which is two shots of the MAC-10, which is pretty much the quintessential damage dealer for long range, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of long range dudes later, so this is important to have on the Assault for right now, because getting 2 shots of the MAC-10 back per turn is very valuable later on. He's also pretty safe. He usually tends to stay towards the back because of the range of his weapon too, so it doesn't matter that he doesn't get much health. So that's that menu. So remember, go to CQB1, equip the new pistol, assault, subweapon, equip the new pistol, and then equip the new armor while you're on assault. And that's the flowchart for that. Then you go down, and this is where we encounter this room. So you have these high health guys on one side, and these kind of lower health dudes on this side. So first what we're going to do is we're going to find out what the results are of this shot, because there's a lot of armor dudes over here, and if any of them block, the situation can change. So none of them block, so this guy is 2 health, this guy is 2 health, and the shotgun won't spread. So we have no reason to keep shooting over here because we can't possibly take out more than one of them. Whereas if we move over here 1 space, 9 health gone instantly. That's pretty big. So then we move this guy down and we start moving up. We just pick off these guys because he's close enough to shoot them off, and then move up here and take out that guy in 1 shot because this does 4 damage and that guy has 4 health, and that is just perfect. It lines up perfectly. And then we go to the left 1 and we go down 1, and now we start Zombieland, which is a different video for a different time. So what did we do this split? We moved over to the elevator, avoided this room because of excessive backtracking and time loss, for a reward that's not that great. We went down, but avoided this route because we're only going to need to take this route once, and it gives us some pretty important early items. We got the shotgun and the axe for this menu. We got the armor and the SMG for this menu. We did a lot of different battle strategies and went over the common middle, long, short range flow chart of how the battles usually go. And also the situations where to change it up a little bit with the use of the shotgun. We got the knife and vest and deagle locker. And we made it to Zombieland. And also reviewed some option settings for saving frames. So I hope that was helpful in just reviewing Elevator Snake and some strategies to use, and how to do the lockers, and what we're looking for with this split. And so this is how your guys should look, and your inventory should look at this point, and how your map should look at this point in the game. No excessive rooms, just going down the snake, completing this area that you'll only be in once, starting the Zombieland, because we're going to loop around here eventually and get these other rooms that we're missing, and 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, 7 medkits, because there's pretty much no reason to use medkits early on. It just doesn't do enough. If you're running the rooms correctly, that is. And at this point, we have 19% of the game complete, because we run through 16 rooms. 1, 12 here, and another 3. So that's it for Elevator Snake. So thanks for tuning in for this leg's tutorial, and I will see you guys for part 3 Zombieland coming soon. I suppose whenever I feel like making it. This is an ordeal. So I had to do several takes to get this entirely right to where I liked the end product. So I hope you guys like it too. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in Zombieland, and happy running.